Don't mind my ridiculously dark roots right now. I lost the battle yesterday between me and a bottle of hair dye. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to what is probably going to be the last video in my full month of nothing new. I actually sat down this morning to film my monthly favorites video thinking that would be the last video of the month. But then I had this idea pop into my head and I decided to postpone my favorites video a couple of days, have that be my first video that goes up in February. And instead today we are talking about 12 products that I would repurchase immediately. So I had this thought pop into my head recently when I was using a product, noticing that it was just about gone, and I had this moment of kind of panic where I thought, oh no, it's running out. When am I going to buy a new one? Where am I going to buy it? Is it going to be on sale? I started thinking about how I needed to have this product in my life, and I've noticed that happen before with other products, but it doesn't happen with all of my favorite things. There are things that I have that are favorites, for example, lip glosses that I really love and enjoy using, but when they run out, chances are I have another lip gloss sitting around that I can get along with just fine without having to repurchase that one immediately. This video is basically kind of a different spin on the ride or die makeup tag, or products I can't live without, holy grail makeup products tag that I know has kind of circulated around YouTube for years and years now. But hopefully this sounds like an interesting video for you guys. I'm really excited to share these products with you. Chances are a lot of them you've heard of before, but there are a couple in here that I know specifically I've never talked about before. So we've got a lot to talk about. We better jump right in. Quickly before we do, special welcome to those of you that are newer to my channel. I hope that you'll stick around and subscribe if you have not yet done that. And let's jump right into the 12 products that I would repurchase immediately. So initially this video was going to be 5 makeup products I would repurchase immediately, and my list quickly grew as I was really looking through my collection and thinking about what fit into this category. So we're sitting at 12 now. I'm going to try my hardest not to talk too much about each of these products, even though they're things that I generally get very excited about. But let's start off with my first item, and it is going to be this little thing right here. I apologize it is dirty because I did just use it today, but this is a makeup sponge from Folklore Cosmetics. So I have talked a little bit about Folklore and their eyeshadow palettes, but during the holiday season they had a sale going on while I was picking up a couple of things from them. They had these beauty sponges on there for, I think they were on sale for like $1.50. Normally they're about $4 a piece. I picked up 5 of these things, and I have to say, you guys, I am in love with this makeup sponge. It reminds me so much of the L'Oreal sponge, which is probably my favorite drugstore sponge that I have tried so far. This one reminds me so much of the texture and the density and the bounciness of that one, but it is so much more affordable. Now, Folklore often has sales going on, so if you're looking at their website, definitely wait till they have a sale. But they are running sales all the time, so chances are you'll be able to find this sponge anywhere between $1 and $3, which is such a fantastic deal. I believe the L'Oreal sponge is closer to $10. As soon as I start to run out, I definitely will repurchase this. Now, one thing to note with Folklore is they are an overseas company, so things are going to take a while to get here, and you also have to order, I think, $30 worth of products in order to get free shipping. I really like their eyeshadow palettes. I know some people do not, but if you are someone that just goes through sponges like crazy, I would just order $30 worth of their sponges and have sponges for the next 2 years, because at like $2 or $3 a piece, these are just amazing. Moving on to the product that sparked this video idea in the first place as I was using it today, the Milani lip liners. I've talked about these lip liners for, I think, since my channel started. I have 2 of them that I absolutely love. This one right here is in the shade 04 Natural. I'm going to swatch them both on the back of my hand. And then this one right here is in the shade 03 Nude. They're very similar to each other. 03 Nude is a little bit more pink toned, as you can kind of see, a little bit warmer, whereas 04 All Natural, right, I get these names mixed up. Yes, 04 All Natural is a little bit more of like a cool sort of mauve tone. I love them both. I use them almost interchangeably. And I think this has to be probably my favorite lip liner. And it's one that every time I use this now, I'm like, ooh, it's getting very short. I better make sure I grab another one of these before I forget and I don't have this thing, because it's definitely my most reached for lip liner. I love it. It's affordable. You can find this at any drugstore for, I think, under $5. They're creamy, yet they're relatively long wearing. They're the perfect nude color that goes under pretty much any lipstick that I put on top of them. Or sometimes I just use these alone with even a clear gloss on top, and that's really all I need. Love these things, and I know very soon I'm going to have to pick up probably both of these shades, because I don't think I could live without either of those. The third thing I want to share with you guys is one that I've mentioned many times on my channel. I've already talked about it this month. I'm not going to say much about it other than that it's the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I doubt that I'm going to run through this thing anytime soon, but I have this secret fear of this thing being discontinued because it has been around for a while. I can pretty confidently say this is the best highlighter the drugstore has to offer, and I'm not even saying that just for the price. I mean, this thing is so affordable. It's under $5, but just the formula of this is very unique to the drugstore. It does remind me a lot of the Hourglass powders in the way that it behaves and applies to the skin. It's so sheer and smooth and melts in with your skin. I've said it a million times. It's the highlighter for people that aren't even into highlighter. It's just so amazing, and I feel like I should buy a backup before this thing is no longer available. There's like this tiny hoarder inside of me that wants to like stockpile things that I love, so I never am without them. Does anyone else do that? Am I the only one? All right, let's move on to my fourth product. This is a relatively new one to me, and it is the Misha BB Cream, the Flower Beauty foundation, which I will say is probably still my favorite foundation. That was the one I would reach for on a daily basis when I didn't want to think about the makeup I was using. Then I got this from Yes Style, and I've slowly started to notice that this has kind of taken over that role, whereas days when I just need to put some foundation on my face and I'm not thinking about it, I just need to get out the door, I'm in a rush, this is the one I've been reaching for. It has great coverage. I love the way this wears and performs and looks on my skin. As I've said a few times, I do have to combine these two shades. I have the shades 27 and 21. I really want to try shade number 23 and see if that's a better match for me. It is highly scented, so if you are sensitive to smells, I would probably stay away from this one, but I really enjoy how this works for me. The value of it is incredible. I've been so impressed with this stuff, and even though I'm far from running out of this, you better believe that I will be repurchasing this when I do, if I do ever run out, which I imagine I will, because I really have been using that stuff a lot lately. The next thing that I would repurchase immediately is this little guy right here. This is the Garnier Glow Boost Illuminating Moisturizer. I've been talking about this on my channel for over a year. I feel like I'm the only person on YouTube that has ever talked about this stuff. I don't know what it is about this product, but as someone that is not into primers, this is a primer that I actually love using before my foundation. It gives my skin just the perfect tiny bit of extra moisturization that I need right before I go in with my foundation. It gives me a very subtle glow that's not over the top. I like the way it smells. I like the way it feels. It's affordable. I mean, those are all the boxes that I try to tick when it comes to any makeup product. This just really works well for me. But let me know if you guys have tried this out, if it worked for you or if it didn't work for you. For me, I love it. The next product that I would repurchase immediately if it ran out would have to be this one right here. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. You guys might know that just as I am someone that doesn't use primer very often, I also don't use powder very often, or at least I don't use powder all over my face very often. But when I do want to set either my eyeshadow primer or concealer down, or I want to set my cheek area if it needs to be prepped for bronzer or blush, I always use this thing. This is the second pan that I had in the last couple of years, and I've hit pan on it, which that is saying something. I know there are people that go through powders like crazy, but me hitting pan on a powder I feel like is pretty significant. Again, this is one of those products that as soon as I saw that silver pan, I was like, ooh, I better start thinking about buying another one of these ones. It's also very affordable. I know a lot of people swear by it and love this powder, and I feel like this is a great powder for someone that doesn't like a powder that's gonna do anything other than slightly set down and mattify your skin. That's what I feel like this does. It doesn't make my skin look powdery. It doesn't give me any sort of coverage. It's very lightweight on my dry skin, and it's the powder that works for me as a non-powder loving person. The next thing that had to be in this video is the Ulta Brow Pencil. I've repurchased this more than any other product that I own. This is the brow pencil that I reach for when I'm just in a rush, in a hurry, I just need to throw something in my brows. It's $2 from the drugstore, and it's a great little brow pencil. I have about 9 of these sitting around my beauty area here, in my purse, in my car, and mainly because it's so affordable, it's one that I have no hesitation with repurchasing. However, there is a brow product that I have even more fear of running out of, and it's this guy right here. I've been talking about this for the last 6 months non-stop. It's the Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. I am getting awfully close to running out of this little guy, and I'm already starting to think about, oh boy, I better start checking Ulta's website, finding a sale, because this is one I definitely want to buy on sale. It is more pricey. It's $10, and it's a slim pencil, so you get about half the product that the e.l.f. one has in it, but the color, the consistency, what this does for my brows is definitely superior to the e.l.f. brow pencil. I love this thing. It has really converted me to the power of a good slim brow pencil, what it can do, how quickly it can do a good job. This one just gives them better shape. It lasts a little bit better. The color matches a little bit better. This is definitely one that I am on the lookout to repurchase very soon, because yeah, we are getting awfully close. Oh, and I can't pay $10 for that thing. Gotta wait for a sale. Next up is a product that I feel a little embarrassed about every time I talk about it. And I've talked about this so many times. I'm not going to say much about it other than I love this mist from L'Oreal. I did not initially love it because I was so annoyed about the price. I have others that I really enjoy that are close, but this one is my favorite. And I think the thing I love more than anything is the smell of this stuff. That's what I've realized brings me back to this thing every time. If they made a perfume that smelled exactly like this, if any of you know of a perfume that smells like this, please let me know what it is, because I would love to exude this scent from my body all the time. It smells so good. It's an experience to put this thing on. So reluctantly, I have to admit, this is a product I would repurchase, even at the ridiculous price point that it's at. Next up is a concealer, and I was really looking through my concealer drawer thinking about if there was one concealer that fit into this category, what would it be? And immediately my eyes went to this one. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. It's the concealer that I feel like everyone in the world loves. I know that's probably not true. And I feel like I understand why so many people love this concealer. It has great coverage, but it's not heavy. It's hydrating, but it's not dewy or creasy or tacky. It's one that works great when you're doing high coverage, full glam makeup, but it also looks amazing when you're wearing nothing else on your face. It really just does it all. And as much as most of the products I'm talking about are more affordable products, because those are the products that I hesitate the least to repurchase, this is a higher end product that I'm totally fine spending a little bit more on, not just because it does all of those things that I think a great concealer will do, but also the value in this thing. You get so much product inside here that it almost makes it as good of a value as most of my favorite drugstore concealers. So this one would definitely be one I would have to repurchase. The next product is one that probably all of you knew was going to make it into this video. I'm not going to say much about it because I talk about this thing all the time, but it's the Wet n Wild Kohl Eye Pencil in the color Simma Brown Now. I have so many of these pencils laying around that I probably don't need to put it in this video because I don't know if I'll ever run out of this pencil, but I have repurchased this thing many times, and if I'm ever at a dollar store or at a Walmart and I see this on the shelf, sometimes I'll just throw a couple of them in my cart simply for the fact that I like to have about 7 of these sticking out of my pencil drawer, because once my pencils get too short, I can't find them very easily, and I need to have one that I can just reach for quickly. It's not a fancy brow pencil, it's not super long wearing, it's not like ultra rich and pigmented, but it has just the level of pigment and creaminess that I personally like. It's a staple in my collection. It's one of the few pencils that's not long wearing that doesn't end up running down my face by the end of the day. It just wears off gracefully, if it does wear off at all. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it. There I go. I can't help it. It's my most repurchased product ever, so I had to give it a couple of minutes to shine. Last thing on my list of products I would repurchase immediately is this mascara right here. This is from YesStyle as well. It's from the brand Tony Moly, and this is their Circle Lens Mascara. It's the one in the green tube. This mascara, I think, is fantastic. I love what this mascara does for my lashes, and the best part of all, it is under $5. That is such a stellar deal. I have talked about this mascara a few times before. It did go out of stock, but I checked this morning and it was back in stock, and I had a moment where I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't mention it in this video because then everybody's gonna go out and buy it, and then it's gonna be out of stock again, and then I can't go buy it myself. How terribly selfish am I? But then I thought to myself, no, you have to tell people about this stuff because it's so amazing. No, I will say this again, and I've said it before, it is a fibrous mascara. Probably about every 1 in 7 times or 10 times that I use this mascara, I'll get one of those little fibers in my eye, and it kind of irritates my eye a little bit for at least a good 10 to 20 minutes. But even still, I would recommend this mascara because everything else about this I absolutely love. So if you were to take a more kind of defining and separating mascara, kind of like the Maybelline Lash Sensational, and mix that with more of like a volumizing, intense, fluffy looking lash mascara like the Lash Paradise or the It Cosmetics, that's where I feel like this mascara sits. It's called the Curling and Long Lash Mascara, and I think that's a good name for it because it does do a good job of curling my lashes, keeping them curled, and also giving them nice intense length as well. But it also is nice and dark. It gives a good amount of volume. I just love the way this looks on my eyelashes. And at $4, if you're ordering from YesStyle, why not just throw this in your cart? All right, you guys, and that is it for the 12 products that I would repurchase immediately. These are the things that, despite the fact that I have a larger makeup collection and I have other mascaras and lip liners and eyebrow pencils and concealers that I could use if I ran out of these, I definitely wouldn't want to be without these. These are the things that I guess I consider staples. Let me know if there are any products that you guys have a fear of running out of, or if you ran out of, you would immediately repurchase, or maybe you even have them on backup right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all so much for stopping by today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully it was helpful for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed my full month of nothing new. I had so much fun this month, and as much as I'm excited to try some new things in February, I feel like I learned a lot this month about myself and about just being content with the things that I have. I don't have any sort of grand plans for going on any sort of long-term no-buy, but I'm very hopeful that some of the lessons that I learned this month will help me to be a little bit more mindful about the things that I purchase. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you again for stopping by my channel. Thank you again for joining me this month, for all of your love and support and your sweet comments. And of course, if you are not subscribed to my channel, one more reminder to do that before you leave. Also hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. But that's it. Thank you guys again. I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye. I feel like that would be a really fun video. Makeup products I reach for when I don't want to think. Does that make sense to anyone? Do you guys think that would be a fun video idea? Sound off in the comments down below. Picky concealer under eye. No, that doesn't make sense. Such a good concealer. I feel like this is the concealer. If there was a concealer, oh, how many times can you say concealer, Mandy? Like the, say, L'Oreal. No, this isn't L'Oreal. Maybe I should title this video Makeup That I Would Hoard. That would be kind of funny.